Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today's is going to be a arm balance focused Vinyasa flow, but don't worry, even if you don't want to arm balance today, that's not a problem. There's always a workaround. So it might be a little bit more core and upper body heavy, but still very well balanced. All right, we're going to get started lying on our backs. You can make your way there with the feet wide apart, knees together in constructive rest. Just taking a moment to settle, to close your eyes. And we'll start by taking a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth, let it go. And another deep breath in. Exhale to release. Start to breathe in and out through the nose, placing the right hand on the stomach, left hand on the chest, just so that you can feel the movement of the breath in your upper body. Let's take another 3 breaths here. And then let's slowly bring the knees into the chest and start to rock side to side, massaging your back. And let's keep the right knee into the chest, extend your left leg long. And then let's switch. Keep the left knee and extend the right leg long. And switch. Bring your right knee and extend your left leg long. And switch. Keep the left knee and extend the right. One more on each side. Right knee in and left knee in. Bring both knees into the chest. Let's lift the forehead to the knees and extend your arms out. So we're in a little tucked position. Breathe in and out. Let's hold for 5. And now we're going to extend the right leg, reach your arms up, breathe in, breathe out, tuck. Extend the left leg, reach the arms up, and tuck. Extend the right leg, reach the arms overhead. As you inhale, exhale, tuck. Left leg, tuck. Right, tuck. Let's keep going. And keeping the chin slightly into the chest. Waking up the core. One more on each side. And then let's do both legs for 5 and tuck. 4, tuck. 3, trying to keep that space flat on your back. 2, and 1. Hug the knees in, relax your head, rock side to side. Let's plant the feet for bridge pose, press into the heels, lift the hips off the mat. And let's press the back of the head into the floor, lifting the chin away from the chest. As you breathe out, release, bring the knees into the chest and twist. Both knees go over to the right, left arm reaches out to the left. And breathing in, come back through center. Both knees go over to the left, right arm reaches out to the right. And let's come back through center. We're going to rock our way up to a seat, extend the legs out in front of you, reach the arms up. Exhale, let's fold over the legs. Now lift your chest slightly, plant your hands just beside the hips, and let's point the toes, see if you can lift your hips off the mat. For 3, 2, and 1. Now let's rock back, and then we're going to rock up, lift the hips. Okay, rock back, rock up, lift the hips. To make it harder, you can try to lift your feet as well. Let's go for 3 more. 2, and 1. Release the hips, cross over your shins, and let's come into tabletop. Let's take a few rounds of cat and cow, breathing in, drop the belly, pull the chest through. Exhale, push the mat away, round your spine. Inhale to open. Exhale, round. For 3, 2, and last one. And let's come back to a neutral spine, tuck the toes, turn your fingers outwards, and let's just circle over the wrists and knees in one direction. And in the other. Come back through center. Let's turn the fingers so they point forward. We're just going to lean forward and then lift the heels of the hands off the mat and lower. Lift and lower. So it should feel like you're getting a little bit of a workout in your forearms. For 10, 9, try to push through all 10 fingertips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit back on your toes, keep the toes tucked, sit on your heels, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart space, interlace all 10 fingers, and let's press the palms away. And breathing in, stand on the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center, and side bend to the left. Come back through center, untuck the toes, sit on your heels, hands come just behind your knees. We're going to do some baby lolasana lifts, so just lifting the knees into the chest, pressing down into the mat. Toes can stay on the floor. So deep breath in, exhale, round your spine, push into the mat, and try to bring your knees to your forehead. Okay, and we hold. And then slowly release. Interlace your hands behind your lower back, open up the chest. And again, let's go. Hands just behind the knees, deep breath in. Push knees to chest. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Interlace the hands. Open up the chest. And last one, if you want to lift those feet off the mat, go ahead. And let's push. And slowly release, tuck the toes, send your hips back and up, forward fold back of the mat. So let's keep the feet hip width distance apart, knees generously bent, and you can just dangle side to side. And let's release the fingertips down, take a deep breath in, halfway lift. Bend your right knee, right fingertips stay down on the mat, left arm reaches up. And let's bend the left elbow behind the back, maybe hold your inner right thigh. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, let's switch sides, bend the left knee, right arm reaches up. And then right elbow bends behind your back. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll up, high mountain. And let's come high on the toes. Hips to heels, lower slowly. Inhale, make your way back up. Exhale, lower hips to heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower hips to heels. Plant the hands, and let's walk forward, high plank. Lower halfway, exhale. Inhale, press up, plank. Drop the knees, drop the elbows, pull yourself forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And out. Right leg rises, inhale. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, twist. Inhale, send it back. Exhale again, twist. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, twist. Now hold here, bring your right knee to your right elbow, and then step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Stay on your fingertips. Start to move around, maybe circling the hips over the legs, maybe bending and straightening your right leg. 2 more breaths. And now let's straighten the right leg, walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat, Skandasana. And breathe in and out. Let's come into warrior 2. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, let's cartwheel the hands down. Standing splits, left leg reaches up high. Flex the left toes tap the left wrist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's cross the left foot over the right. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. High mountain, rise up. And then side bend to the left. Breathe in, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's step the right foot as far back as you can. Hold here in a bent-legged warrior 3. And then right foot steps back, double bent-legged lunge, reach the arms up. 3 more breaths. And then as you breathe out, pyramid pose, fold forward. Inhale, take a halfway lift, bend your left knee, plant your right hand at the top right corner of the mat, side plank, left arm reaches up. And maybe lift your left leg in the air. Let's hold for 5. And then we're going to switch on Wild Thing on the left hand. So left hand comes down, bend your left knee, plant your left foot, right foot steps behind your left leg. And then as you breathe out, high plank. 1 push-up. Knees and elbows come down to the mat. Pull yourself forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left leg rises. Left knee, right elbow for 3. 2, twist. And 1. Hold. Bring your left knee to your left elbow. And then step the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Stay on the fingertips and let's start to move in any direction that feels good. 3 more breaths here. And now let's make our way to Skandasana, side lunge to the back of the mat, bending the right knee, hands come to the heart space. Inhale and exhale, warrior two, top of the mat, bending your left knee. And then finding reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, standing splits, right leg reaches up high. Flex the right toes, let's work on that compression, right toes to right wrist for 5. Try to keep your stomach glued to your left thigh, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot crosses over the left, halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Rise up, high mountain. Side bend to the right, right hand holds the left wrist. Inhale, center. Now let's come into bent leg warrior 3, left leg extends behind you. And slowly step back, double bent legged lunge. Reach the arms up. Good. Slight tuck of the tailbone, squeeze the glutes. And then as you breathe out, pyramid pose. Inhale here, exhale to fold. Let's take a deep breath in, halfway lift, bend the right knee, side plank on your left hand. And let's lift that right leg, firing up the side body. Now to pivot into wild thing, you need to drop the right foot first, drop the right hand, and then pivot into wild thing. Left arm reaches over the left ear. As you breathe out, high plank, 1 push-up, and then knees and elbows to the mat. Upward facing dog, pull yourself through. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Come high on the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step or jump. Active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, crow pose. For 5. And now let's release the feet. Come into Malasana Yogi Squat. Low boat, reaching the arms above the head. Exhale, little tuck. For 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock back and forth. Cross the shins, plant the hands, step or jump back, your Vinyasa with that optional push-up. But of course, if the arms are getting tired, you can skip. Back to downward facing dog, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come high on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, crow pose. And then once again, low boat. So through Malasana, low boat, high boat tuck for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock back and forth. Your Vinyasa. Crossing over the shin, step or jump back. And we meet in downward facing dog. We'll take 1 more like that. Inhale, come high on the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step or jump. active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bend the knees, plant the hands, crow pose for 5. And then come through Malasana, low boat, high boat for 5, 4. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. 2, 1. Rock back and forth, cross over the shins, step or jump back, your Vinyasa. Starting to get a little more tired now. All the way back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And we're going to walk those hands all the way back to the feet. For a forward fold, let's slide the hands underneath the feet, one at a time. So the soles of your feet are connected to the palms of your hands. Take a deep breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, let's bend the elbows either towards your shins or out to the sides. So towards the shins can feel nice for extra little stretch. Out to the sides can make you fold a little deeper. And release one hand at a time. Bend the knees, roll up high mountain. Interlace the hands at your lower back. Open up the heart, inhale. Exhale, fold with the bind. Let's release the hands. Take a deep breath in, halfway lift. Walk your hands about halfway up the mat. We're going to take some pike push-ups. So these might be really, really difficult in the beginning. Just think of a push-up, but we're much higher with the hips. You can come onto your toes and then try to bring your chest forward and then up. You can also separate the elbows a little bit and up, okay? So we'll try to do 3 more like that. If you're only bending just a little bit, that's completely fine. Okay, let's go. For 3, 2, and 1. Walk the hands all the way up to high plank. Drop the knees, drop the elbows, pull yourself forward. Baby cobra, and then walk your hands forward so they're maybe even off the mat for seal pose. As you breathe out, release the chest. Let's come into child's pose. From child's pose, we're going to come into headstand with the option of either basket hands, so interlacing the hands, only the pinkies are free, or tripod. If you have tripod in your practice, maybe take that one now because it will come back in the sequence later as an optional transition. So maybe a good idea to practice that one now, otherwise with basket hands. So crown of the head comes down, I'll show both. You can lift the knees, walk the feet closer, come into your little ball, and then maybe straighten the legs. For tripod, hands are underneath your elbows, so not too close to the head. Make sure you're creating a triangle, a tripod, and then same idea. It's much more pressure on the head, so try to really push down into the mat with your hands, and then we slowly lift. Okay, so we're not bringing all the weight on the head. You can really push into your hands, keep those arms active. And then very slowly come down, one leg at a time or both together. We meet in child's pose. Roll your forehead side to side.
it. So if that feels like it's way too much for your neck for now, you're probably not pushing enough in your hands, but it also takes a little while to get used to. So the one with the interlaced hands is less pressure on your neck if you want to do headstand, but something else. All right, let's make our way into downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Right leg rises, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee to left elbow. Inhale, send it back. Right knee to left elbow. Inhale, send it back. Right knee to left elbow, optional arm balance. Okay, so bend, so right knee touches left elbow, bend your right elbow, make a shelf. So my right hip is on my right elbow, and then I'm just gonna lean forward, bringing the weight into the fingertips. Only when I feel like there's no weight at all in my left leg, I'm going to lift it. Okay, we'll keep it simple. Now release your left leg, maybe come all the way back to three-legged dog. That's probably the hardest part. Right foot steps on the outside of the right hand. Breathe in, open up the chest. Drop your left knee. Right hand reaches back. Let's catch the top of the left foot. As you breathe out, release. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, Skandasana to the back of the mat. Inhale and exhale, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, standing splits. Let's take 5 little handstand hops. Okay, for 5. Keeping the legs wide apart. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg is still in the air. Left toes to left wrist. For 3, send the left leg back. Exhale, left toes to left wrist for 2. And 1. Kick it through, pistol squat. Now you have the option of either stepping that left leg back or standing up and then stepping back. We meet in a bent leg warrior 3. For 3. Slowly step back, double bent-legged lunge. As you breathe out, pyramid pose, airplane wing. And then left hand comes down on the mat. This time maybe keep your right leg straight, right arm reaches up, side plank. As you breathe out, this time let's go into Wild Thing directly from here. And breathing out, right hand comes down to the mat. Right foot steps on the outside of the right hand. Left foot steps forward, active squat. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Now crow pose. Optional to headstand. So come into your crow. Make sure your knees are not too high up, so you want to keep them just above the elbows. And then slowly bend the elbows. Drop the crown of the head. Headstand. Now from here, there's an option to come to side crow. So we're going to bend the knees, twist, try to bring your left knee onto your right elbow, lean back, lift the chest, side crow. Slowly step the feet down, and we're in a little squat facing the long side of the mat. Okay, I'll take it slow. Maybe step back a little bit so you have a little bit of space in front of you. Let's lift the knees, lift the heels, bring the knees down, stand on your knees for camel, hands come onto your lower back, press the hips forward, scoop the chest up with the shoulder blades, squeezing them together. And then slowly tuck the chin, sit on the heels, Lean back, lift the knees, plant the heels, squat. Plant the hands, let's hop out, prasarita, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, pivot towards the top of the mat. So we're in a lunge. High plank, step the left foot back. Your vinyasa. All the way back to downward facing dog. Walk the hands all the way back to the feet. We'll give those wrists a little bit of a break. Once again, you can slide your hands underneath your feet. Maybe wiggle the toes and the wrist creases. And then let's release one hand at a time. Bend the knees, roll up high mountain. Interlace, if possible, the opposite grip of the hands behind your lower back, if you remember which one you took before, and then exhale, fold forward. Getting a nice big stretch in those shoulders. Let's do that funky sequence one more time on the other side. Take a halfway lift. Walk the hands forward. Your vinyasa. Left leg rises. And you might want to shorten your down dog if you're going into the arm balance. So left knee to right elbow. Try to get it nice and high. For 3, 2, and 1. Left knee touches right elbow. Bend your left elbow, try to find your left hip. Maybe find balance by bringing the weight into the hands. So in the beginning, it's important to create that shelf. Once you get a little bit stronger, you can maybe do it with only the right elbow. Let's drop the right foot, push back, 3-legged dog. And don't worry if you can't go there in one go. It's pretty hard. All right, let's step the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Breathe in. Breathe out, drop the right knee. Let's stretch out that left shoulder, left arm reaches back. Bend your right knee and catch the top of your right foot. And then release. Bring your left hand down, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Skandasana to the right, to the back of the mat. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2, top of the mat. Reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. 5 little handstand hops. So try to really engage those shoulders. Push down into the mat with your feet. So don't just bring your weight onto your hands. Really try to push yourself off the floor with your hands, okay? As if you're trying to make 2 holes in the ground. Okay, for 2, 1. Land your left foot, right leg is in the air, standing splits. Right toes to right wrist for 3, 2, 1. Pistol squat. Right hand can always hold the right foot. Now I'm gonna do the other variation just so you can see. So either you stand up like we did before, or you keep that left leg bent and you just send that right leg back. Bent leg, warrior 3. So we all meet here. Hands to the heart space. Step back, double bent-legged lunge. From here, pyramid pose, straighten both legs. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant your right hand. Maybe that left leg stays straight. Side plank. And then from here, wild thing. So bend your left knee and just step the left foot behind the right leg. As you breathe out, look forward. Left foot steps to the top left corner of the mat. Right foot steps to the top right corner, active squat, inhale. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Crow pose into headstand. Now you could skip the crow pose to headstand and immediately go into side crow. You would just have to turn to the left and side crow with the hands at the top of the mat, all right? So for those of you who want to follow me, let's go into crow. Slowly drop down tripod. And then we bend the knees. Twist, try to bring your right knee onto your left elbow. And then we drop the feet down. So from your side crow, drop the feet down, and we come into our little squat facing the long side of the mat. Okay, balancing on the toes. Drop the knees, stand on your knees for camel. Hands come to the lower back. Press the hips forward, open up the heart. If you want to go a little bit deeper this time, maybe bringing the hands on your ankles, go ahead. Just make sure you're still pushing the hips forward and really, really strong in your upper back. And then tuck the chin, one hand at a time on your back if it isn't already. Straighten the spine, sit on your heels. Closing the eyes for just a moment. If there are any strong sensations, let them pass. And then we're going to lean back, lift the knees, and bring the heels down. So you can do that with or without the help of the hands. Let's just stay in our little squat for a moment. Hanging out here, maybe the feet go a little wider apart. Maybe they're glued together. Just trying out perhaps a different shape that you usually go in. Hands can just hang over your knees. And maybe closing your eyes, noticing where your weight is in the body, noticing which parts of the body are naturally tightening, and maybe if you shift the weight around, maybe you can adjust that. Trying to make this position feel the most relaxed possible. Let's hold for 5. Very good. Let's lean forward, plant the hands, hop the feet out. Prasarita, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift to breathe in. Pivot to the top of the mat. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Your Vinyasa. And we step back, downward facing dog. I'll walk those hands about halfway to the back of the mat. Now, if you're confident with your little pike push-ups, you can try to go immediately into tripod headstand from there. We're gonna take one last inversion, so you can choose if you wanna take something else. Otherwise, from here, you can look forward, start to bend your elbows, tuck the chin, and then slowly release crown of the head with straight legs. Lift up. Tripod. Wherever you are, if you want to also just stay in child's pose, that's fine. We're here for 5. And then very slowly, try to come down with straight legs. If you're in tripod, hold halfway. And then hold, feet hovering off the mat. And then release. Knees come down. Child's pose, rolling the forehead side to side gently. Let's slowly make our way through tabletop. Walk your knees forward. Let's come into a seat, extending the legs out in front of us. And we're just going to work a little bit more on that compression, which is so helpful for all arm balances, even for handstands, for everything. So we're just going to lean forward, and then we're going to lift the legs. So we'll start with the right leg, and we'll lift for 10. And try not to lean back. To make it easier, of course you can. Try to go at your limit. For 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll try to lift both legs and hold. So yes, you might think I have horrible posture, but we actually want the spine to be rounded here. So squeeze your navel in, try to keep this rounded shape. Lean forward. If you can, walk your hands even further. And then let's lift and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And fold. Please tell me that that hurt you just as much as it did for me. And let's lift the chest. We're going to roll over, take a nice hero's pose to stretch out those thighs. Knees come together, feet wide apart. If you have a pillow, you can always bring it between your heels to sit down, just being careful with those knees. Either stay upright or lean back, maybe into the hands, maybe into the forearms, bringing one elbow down at a time. And just before you go to deeper steps, hang out for like 3 to 5 breaths before you deepen the shape. And then if you want to go deeper, you can very gently lower your shoulders down, either keeping your hands by your feet or reaching the arms above the head. And let's breathe. If you have bolsters or pillows, like I said, you can bring them underneath your back to make this more accessible. And let's bring the hands towards the feet. If you're on your back, push into your elbows, lift the chest, walk your elbows back, come onto your hands. Hands go between the feet and knees, press into the hands to lift the hips, and then move forward, cross over the shins, roll onto your seat, and we'll come all the way down to the back. One vertebra at a time. Hands go behind your head. Let's come into plow pose. If you need to help your hips up with your hands, you can, of course, do that. Knees into chest, and maybe very slowly with control, lift the hips. Feet go towards your wrists. Now from your shoulder stand, let's lift one leg up high, trying to keep the balance. Arms are behind the head. Lower that leg and lift the other. Lower that leg, bring your hands behind your back, and lift both legs up. Hands can support your lower back, or you can take another variation, maybe hands interlaced behind you, but make sure you don't do that when your legs are upright. Bring them down first. One vertebra at a time. Slowly come down. Hugging the knees into the chest. Let's grab happy baby, holding the outer blades of the feet, rocking side to side. And then let's bring the knees into the chest. Both knees go over to the right, left arm reaches out to the left. And come back through center. Both knees go over to the left, right arm reaches out to the right. Come back through center. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big tight squeeze. And then come into Savasana, extending the legs out in front of you, arms alongside the body. Take a deep breath in. And exhale through the mouth, let it go. One more deep inhale. And release. Thank you so much for joining me for today's arm balance focused practice. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you had some fun flying around. Let me know what you could do, what you're still working on, what's your favorite arm balance. I'm so curious. And thank you for trusting me, for supporting my channel. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you in the next class. Have a good one.